isn't another game series more loaded with pop culture references than Goat Simulator. Pilgor, the crazy, ragdoll-infused licking protagonist of the series, has been getting up to endlessly stupid hijinks now for 10 years. What started as a daft premise built from a game jam idea has now spawned a decade of insanity, spoofing almost every major video game along the way, such as Skyrim, Dead Island, and even PT. But not every crazy idea makes the cut, with ideas based on both Hitman and L.A Noire that were in early development recently falling short. We spoke to developers Coffee Stain North about not only how these ideas came about, but why they never actually made it to the finish line.
We started out with very broad themes for all of the jams. We had Under the Sea, Mythology.
Mythology, yeah.
We have Dev's Choice as well, which turned into the
Hitman.
Since Goat Simulator's inception, Coffee Stain Studios has regularly run game jams with their teams, small events that give their developers the freedom to develop any idea, despite how ludicrous, from scratch.
We have one rule, it's a goat and everything else is open.
In an effort to come up with DLC for Goat Simulator 3, Coffee Stain North let their staff run wild, resulting in ideas not only inspired by popular game series such as Hitman and L.A Noire, but letting the genres themselves help adapt the playstyle of what a goat could do.
What can we do that breaks the mold? What if we place Pilgor in a single-player noir detective story? How do we implement the Goat Simulator like jankiness and the weirdness? How do we make it not too silly, but also very silly? It's some kind of like super weird balancing you have to do. How can we make this special? I think that's where we found the key to it, changing the gameplay, essentially.
Most references from Goat Simulator 3 are visual jokes and tend not to stray too far from the run, jump, lick and headbutt gameplay loop. But for the DLC, Coffee Stain North was looking for an idea that not only referenced a popular game series in classic Goat Simulator fashion, but also significantly altered the gameplay. And the game jams gave them the perfect window to go crazy with their concepts.
It's super low effort as well. Just doing something for a week, you can go all the way with a very, very implausible theme. If it's thrown away, that's not an issue. Before we showed them to you, we didn't think they would amount to anything else in a lot of cases. And that's okay, because that's part of the creative process in finding what sticks.
What was internally dubbed Goat 55 was one of those discarded ideas. During its development, they ran with the concept of implementing Hitman's social stealth mechanics in the world of Pilgor, allowing players to kill, hide bodies, change outfits and infiltrate with the goal of reaching their target. In classic, wacky Goat Simulator fashion though, there was also a reference to another great of the stealth genre, with a familiar looking cardboard box triggering a giant Metal Gear Rex to rise from the sea.
I had forgotten all about that mech. You brought it up. I think that the social stealth part of Hitman was really enticed us. Like, you are a goat, but people don't see you as a goat. They see you as a very normal individual walking around. The Metal Gear stealth would be awesome as well. Like stealth game, an actual like stealth experience with goats. That would be pretty great.
Yeah.
The Game Jam gave Coffee Stain North the chance to try out a range of different gameplay ideas, with another standout called Detective Pilgor, a murder mystery detective story that bared a striking resemblance to Rockstar Games' 2011 hit L.A Noire.
Cole Phelps, Traffic.
Writing a story that could like work as a mystery of who done it mystery. That was super, super fun. We did an entire interrogation sequence where you could actually doubt and you lie. I don't think it made it in. The idea was to like really, really go for that kind of facial expression, like their eyes sticking out and like mouths opening up. And that was, we could do a lot of fun with that.
I think we need to add more bones in our character.
Yeah, probably. Like, yeah, let's just add a lot of bones and drag it around.
Yeah.
I want to make Detective Pilgor so bad. A story mode also in Goat Simulator is something that we've always talked about, like something that we would like to try out, and letting that be the main part of the game. That's super interesting, I think.
Both Goat 55 and Detective Pilgor, even unfinished, look surprisingly complete despite the small amount of time spent on the ideas. There was also a Dance Dance Revolution inspired rhythm game that made it a reasonable distance, as well as a familiar looking mythology idea that IGN got to see images of.
I think you got some screenshots as well of one mythology-based, a head with a beard,
Yeah.
just sitting there.
A Mimir.
Oh no. No, 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 no.
With all these amazing ideas on display, it was time to address the elephant, or goat, in the room. Why did these ideas never get completed?
We found something better. We didn't show you all.
We found something that was even more enticing, I think. But that's the hard part. Like, I love the Hitman idea. I want it to become a full game so much. When you try to finalize that product and make it into a complete package, somewhere along the line, we tend to go a bit big when we actually can see that, okay, the game jams might be that level is enough for this product. So it's always that kind of balancing between what's fun for the player and how much content does the player want or need in order for this product to be fun.
It's going to be super interesting to see the audience's reaction to this and see, what are they interested in.
Coffee Stain North was quick to state that nothing is definitive though, and should there be enough player demand, perhaps one day they would revisit these ideas.
Maybe give them what they want.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
One thing is for certain though, the Goat Simulator series has been built on the foundation of game jams and the opportunity for improvisation that they provide.
Essentially, all the best ideas are stupid ideas that someone come up with like on the spot, and then we keep them. Goat Sim is such a perfect game for ideas to come alive. We don't want to get stuck in that same old model of just this is a sandbox and it's physics. It's super interesting to just try out stuff. I wouldn't dream about making a like rhythm-based dance game with goats, but trying that out was super fun.
Since 2014, Coffee Stain have been putting Pilgor in crazier and crazier scenarios, and that's not slowing down anytime soon. And in such a po-faced industry, a decade of successful silly goat games isn't anything anyone expected, including the developers.
When I look back, like dedicating my life to goats wasn't something I was prepared for. And my mother, she asks me weekly, is it still relevant? And I'm like, yeah.
There's so much variety in it, there's so much creativity, and it's just a framework basically. You have the same base, everyone's love for goats and what the goats will do when released on society, and then you can go crazy with it.
Yeah, and that's what's so beautiful about the product in itself. It's so creative. We can do whatever we want with it.
The biggest question, however, was still outstanding. Whatever happened to the mysterious Goat Simulator 2?
Was it that bad that he's forgotten about that?
I don't know.
I think it's not fair that you're gonna ignore life's work.
No, like a complete iteration in the series and you just skip it. But yeah, I guess that's life.
For more on Goat Simulator, why not check out the anniversary update trailer? And for everything else Pilgor, stick with IGN.